At any time, any night in the York region, about 300 kids are couch surfing, staying in shelters, or living on the streets, right? So that could be your classmate, that could be your next door neighbor. You really don't know. One of the misconceptions that youth all come from poverty, right? We meet youth who come from an affluent family, but let's say there was all alcoholism or family breakdown, and all of a sudden they're not safe at home and they have to leave, right? I think a big misconception is that our youth choose to be homeless, you know what I mean? I really don't think homelessness is a choice. It's a circumstance that happens to a lot of people, right? I was actually just on a webinar this morning and the guy put it perfectly. In Canada, a lot of times to deal with youth homelessness, we try and hide it rather than deal with it, right? So we try and come up with solutions that sweep it under the rug. At 360 Kids, we're trying to deal with it. We're trying to go face on with it and say, this is an issue. I met a lot of youth who they're homeless and transient and feel like that's the end of the road for them, and they're not moving past that that's going to define them for the rest of their life. But by working with them and slowly finding the different resources and supports, we've helped them get back up on their feet, get into a house, rent an apartment with their friends, start working at a job that helps them move towards their ultimate goal of a career. Tons of different youth like that. There's one youth that comes to mind that was here every day for 8 hours a day for a while, and slowly but surely we kind of came up with some goals and some plans, and once he had that, he just shot off. You know what I mean? And he got the job, he got a place, he got first and last month's rent. Now we see him like once a month. He comes in, volunteers, and helps out, you know what I mean? So he's giving back because we wanted to give back to him. 360 Kid really represents that wraparound care we offer. As you guys have probably seen throughout the tour, we try and offer everything on site here, right? So that we're not saying, okay, we'll go to the food bank, and then go meet a counselor here, and then go. Again, that creates barriers. So we're trying to address everything within our organization and wrap around those kids with 360 services. We really want to show that every kid matters, no matter where they're coming from, right? There's not just one route to homelessness. And so we want to show that we care enough to show that every kid matters. Now we take that time to say hello to every kid when they walk through the door here and make them feel like they're special, to ask them those questions beyond what's up, right? To advocate for kids, to go to those school appointments when no one else will, to really show that the time that we have, that value of time I was talking about before, is just as valuable when we're working with those youth. I'd say getting into the community hub that I was talking about before, it's going to be a huge kind of change for services in the York region, and that's going to be a great victory for us, right, when we open that shelter, when we have this program, and we're able to serve more youth. There's also talk of having social enterprise there, which is kind of like a business that will go back into us, so whether that's like a little cafe that our youth work in, an aesthetics kind of spa style thing, we haven't really kind of put our finger down on that yet, but really moving forward, and again, like that growth I was mentioning before.
Right, yeah.
I think it would really go everywhere, right? We offer such a multitude of services. Like I said, we have employment programs, residential programs, after-school programs, early years programs, 2 drop-in centers, outreach workers. So they really go everywhere, whether that's supplies for here, so things like upgrading the studio, or making sure that we have enough food for meals, things like that. For residential, that might be new bedding for our youth because it's been being used for a while. That might be helping a youth get their driver's license, right? It would really go everywhere. I think a big part of it would probably even go to our future, right? So going into the community hub there and making sure that when we get there, we're able to have a bit of wiggle room to incorporate those growing pains that happen when a program shifts location. And most popular, I would say, is the hot meal at 4, right? Because whether you're taking it for yourself or taking it home and giving it to a sibling because there's no food, taking home food for the whole family, it's there, it's predictable, it's reliable, you know it's happening every day at 360 Kids Home Base.